Like if you continuously drink sugar-free Red Bull, it loosens your anus or something. It's not okay. Whatever they're putting in there, it's not okay.
Welcome to Guys We...
Hello, party people of planet Earth. How are you? Just, drink some water. Stay hydrated, wear your seatbelt, and welcome to another exciting episode of Guys We...
It's the Anti-Slut Shaming Podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson. And guys, Slutsgiving. It's happening Friday, November 14th, 8 p.m. at the Crown Hill Theater in Brooklyn. It's going to be our only live show this entire year, and you're not going to want to miss it. It's part of the New York Comedy Festival. We're very excited to be playing this gorgeous venue, and all we're going to say is buy a ticket now. And if you can, this is not obligatory, but it is encouraged to bring a non-perishable food item. Corinne and I are going to go drive it over to a food pantry afterwards to help the people of New York get a Thanksgiving that maybe they couldn't get otherwise. Get some food on their table. So come out.
Things that our government should be doing that they're not. So we'll take care of it in lieu of the government that we should have elected. Also, this show, we just found out today, is already half sold out. So if you're twiddling those thumbs, twiddle them over to
our ticket page.
The ticket page.
All of our bios.
I was going to say the URL, but I was like, I don't exactly know what the URL is. There's just some kind of a shortened link in our Linktree link in the bio of our Instagrams. So go there. It's in mine. I'm at Philanthropy Gal. It's in Guys We Effed without the U in the full word of Effed. You know where it is.
Yeah.
Krystyna's at Krystyna Hutch. Eric's at Eric FRETTY. I don't know that it's the link's in your Linktree. Is it?
I'm locked out of my Linktree right now.
Cute.
I haven't been able to update it. I have shows that I want to promote on there too.
How are you locked out of your Linktree?
Yeah, Linktree's
I keep having to make new ones every time I go to update it because it won't save in my...
I didn't know Linktree was that secure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll forget the password.
Okay. So this is completely your fault.
Well, I think I add it to my Google Chrome and then I'm like,
it never saves.
Nice.
It never saves. That's why you don't choose their strong password. You choose something you're not going to forget and you write it down in the notes.
Yeah, you got to write it down.
No, I don't know. They're all...
Okay.
What if you die? You need some kind of a master list of your passwords, so your loved ones can get to your important
files.
Information.
So we could snoop and get dirt on you. Okay, so buy those tickets. We'll give you a second. Well, just pause the show. All right, so if you want to email us, it's sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. We're doing some call to actions for certain stories, and here's one of them. The subject line is the meanest thing I've ever said to someone. Hi, Corinne, Krystyna, and Eric. You asked what the meanest thing we've ever said was. Here's mine. I once dated a guy for about 3 months. It was a very much a situationship. I had temporarily moved back home and was saving money before going away for university. We worked together at a restaurant, and I liked him enough to spend time with him, but I always knew that there was no future. It was just a fun summer fling for me. He always knew about my plans to go to school, and we talked about not carrying on the relationship once I moved, because long distance, especially in your early 20s, is just stupid if you ask me. Once the summer was over, I moved and started school, and that was it. Or so I thought. One day when I was working at my new restaurant job in my new city, I noticed my section had just been sat. I walked over to greet the customer and was shocked and honestly creeped out upon realizing it was my ex-boyfriend who currently lived on the other side of the country. I served him. It was awkward. He asked me to go for drinks afterwards, and I reluctantly agreed. No. During drinks, I of course wanted more information about why he was there. Quote, "To see you," he said. Ugh. Girl, run. I don't exactly recall how we got here, but suddenly he's begging to stay with me, and he hadn't booked a hotel or arranged for any accommodations. His return ticket wasn't for another few days.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. I told him no, that I didn't want him to stay with me. Was that the meanest thing you ever said? We weren't together anymore. His visit was a surprise to me, and I had 3 roommates at the time and 0 extra room for him.
Nothing I fucking hate more than a surprise visit.
Yo, that's insane.
Dear God.
That's insane.
Whatever you said is warranted at this point. If you're showing up and you're just expecting someone to take care of you for a few days, it's so crazy.
I had a friend who had her partner show up, and she said to her partner, "Do not show up here. She was visiting her dad or something, and she was like, "Don't come, please don't come." And she did. She showed up. She was on the boat. It was awful.
That means I just remember a time when I was dating someone out of state, and I surprised him for his birthday. But I had like planned it with his like sister who he lived with and stuff.
But also, you were still dating. This, yeah.
Yeah, no. He and I like he was genuinely like happy about it, and I wasn't like encroaching. But I was like, I did do that one time. But it was like something that I thought the person would like.
Yeah.
If I was dating someone like out of state and they surprised me and we were actively dating, I think it would be okay. It's just the staying with.
Yeah.
I was like, technically, I asked your sister, and it's her fucking house anyway. So really, me and your sister have plans, even if you don't like it.
He then told me it was fine and that he could just sleep on my front lawn.
What?
What are you doing? What?
Oh my God, men love drama.
I was like, hell no. And we begun arguing. I don't really remember.
I would say yes. I would call them on their bluff. Yeah, sure.
You can sleep on my yard.
I have a lawn chair.
And then you get your sprinkler out. I don't really remember exactly what was said, but it was along the lines of how I should let him stay with me because he traveled all this way to see me.
Oh, God.
And I continued to assert my right not to spend the night with an ex who never even meant that much to me when we were together,
Damn.
let alone now. I didn't say that to him. What I eventually said was much meaner. Don't worry. Anyway, I could not get this guy to respect my wishes and leave my house. It was getting late and I had class the next morning and wanted to go to bed. Finally, I blurted out something that I thought would be a deal breaker for him, something so bad that no matter how much he thought he loved me, this would automatically turn him off of me. I said, "I wish your dad died in the Holocaust."
I saw. What?
That's pretty fucked up.
Also, but also just like
I mean, he must have been.
it just and mathematically it doesn't make sense.
Well, he's saying that so that he wouldn't have been born. I am assuming why she said that.
I was like, only a grandparent at this point in time could have, and even that's pushing it, could have died in the Holocaust. The only people still alive from the Holocaust were like 3 years old during the Holocaust.
Yes, I brought the Holocaust into it. He is Jewish, and his dad was in fact a Holocaust survivor.
How the fuck old is his dad?
Fucking old, I guess.
Old.
As I'm sure you guessed.
There's like 3 of them alive. I met one in Israel, but
Yeah.
I mean, that was also when I was 27. I'm now 40.
As I'm sure you guessed, this did the trick, and I never heard from him again.
Well, there you go.
Yay! Your instinct was right, bitch.
Yeah.
For the record, I know that you're both of Jewish descent, and I just wanted to clarify that I'm not anti-Semitic or racist. Yeah, I get it. You wanted to dig for something so deep that he would go, fuck. You wanted to turn him off of you.
Listen, we asked for the meanest thing.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
We didn't say that it had to be racially or ethnically clean.
I had several Jewish friends throughout my life, and have
Now you're
attended
making
two
it
bar
worse.
mitzvahs.
Now you're making
See,
it
now
worse.
that's annoying.
Now it feels like you are anti-Semitic.
Seems like you've been sitting on this for a while.
Eric's Jewish too, actually.
Oh, you are?
Technically, yes.
What does that mean technically?
I mean, it's still we never
Jewish or not?
practiced it, but through the mothers, it's
but
Jewish.
it's an
I'm in
ethnicity.
the religion. I'm Jewish.
You know that it's the only religion that's also an ethnicity. You're either Jewish or you're not.
Yeah.
No way around it.
I don't know.
You're a Jew, Eric.
It's
No way around it.
sometimes very Jewish people, especially my ex's family. They would make fun of me and call me a fake Jew and not a real one.
Why? Because you didn't sell it? Well, yeah, but that's their,
bullying.
they're going
I
after
know.
Okay, thank you so much for sending that story, and please keep sending them. I'm okay, craziest shit you've ever found snooping. Doesn't have to be a lover. It could be your parents, could be somebody else, you know. Meanest thing you've ever said to anybody, and the craziest thing you've ever did when you found out you were cheated on, or a friend. Because honestly, like sometimes friends have like crazy stories if they don't mind you telling. We never read names here, and unless you give us fake names, a lot of these people give fake names. So just don't worry about that part. But thank you for sending us that terrible anti-Semitic thing you said to your boyfriend. I love it.
I got another idea for a prompt. Most awkward time that you ever got diarrhea. That's in honor of today, guys.
Yeah, girl.
Not that anyone asked, but I've been throwing up and shitting my brains out during this entire episode. This never happened in the 12 years that we've done the show.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You've always powered through it, but you can't power through diarrhea, man.
You can't power diarrhea and vomiting.
How many times?
A combo of it.
Have you ever shit your pants? I've shit my pants so much.
I have not shit my pants. I excused myself during the interview so that I wouldn't.
Yeah, but like in life, have you ever shit your pants?
No, I sharted once when I drank too much. When I was like, when we were touring a lot, and I was addicted to sugar-free Red Bull. Well, this was even worse because so I was like walking around my apartment Pooh Bear style. And so I just sharted straight onto my kitchen floor. And then I said, I can't breathe. I gotta stop drinking this sugar-free Red Bull. I don't know there's something that, okay, so like if you continuously drink sugar-free Red Bull, it loosens your anus or something. It's not okay. Whatever they're putting in there, it's not okay.
It's a popper.
I was just like addicted to it because I would have like,
You sharted on your floor.
it just came right out. I also think I was on, wasn't I on? I was also, you know what? I was also on keto.
Oh no, keto. No, it's the keto. It's not the Red Bull.
No,
it's definitely the keto.
I had to stop the Red Bull too. It was the combination of the keto and the Red Bull. It was because like you're drinking, you're just going crazy like with a lot of sugar-free stuff. Like I would be like mainlining Cool Whip.
Oh yeah. Oh, I used to love Cool Whip.
Well, because it's like one of the only like fun desserts you can have when you're on keto.
Yeah.
And it does kind of taste like airy ice cream.
Yeah.
But all that sugar-free stuff on keto. Oh God. Why have you started on keto?
No, but my roommate who was like 400 pounds, he went on keto.
That's a lot of pounds,
and
man.
he could lose weight.
Okay.
You just need to like cut down one of the 8 meals if you're 400 pounds.
Yeah.
You don't need to go on keto.
No, but he was.
I
would hear him like running to the bathroom because it's because it's all like fats in you. There's nothing to hold the poop together.
Right.
Is that scientific?
Yeah.
I love keto.
Yeah. Sorry, you're feeling like ass.
Yeah, it's
That's
not great.
terrible.
It's
This is me on the first day of my period all the time. For
I
some
also
reason,
have my period. Don't you worry.
Oh no.
It's not my first day though.
Oh, okay.
Diarrhea is not a first. Diarrhea is like a second day thing. This is like a last day thing.
Oh, you're the last day of your period. You get
No. I'm saying it. I don't think it's related.
Oh, okay.
But I also just to add
fun fuel to that fire.
Yeah, just to add to it. I know everyone was wondering. You know what? It's really true. When you're 40, you don't give a shit.
Oh yeah,
First episode back as a 40-year-old.
You're shitting, excusing yourself.
I'm
so you can
shitting
shit.
and puking and bleeding during it.
Brat, what's up? Woo woo, Shido-ker. Also, guys, I promote my Patreon in here a lot. I've paused it for the month of October and the month of November because I'm in Florida, in Key West, Florida, doing a musical, and I would love to promote that. If you are in Key West, Florida, or near the area, or want to make a trip, because I gotta say, I've been down there for I fly back tomorrow morning again. It is magical. The amount of nature that is available to you is fucking mind-blowing. In the sunsets down there, I've never seen clouds like that. I've never heard thunder. Like, I love severe weather. I'm like, ugh, get so horny for like a good thunderstorm. And Kevin hates it. But
you do have the energy of a tornado chaser.
Yeah,
You do. You do.
It's like insulting, but I also know it's true, and you're right.
I don't think it's insulting. I didn't mean it insulting. I meant
you have the energy of a tornado chaser.
I meant it like,
I mean,
you're going to take a risk that's maybe not worth taking. That's how I meant it.
100%. It's been on my list of like things I want to do in the next 5 years is go tornado chasing with it's like a thing you could do.
Yeah.
But anyway, Key West, Florida, the last 2 weekends of November, Florida Man the Musical. I'm so excited. I love theater. I feel rejuvenated in a way that I haven't felt rejuvenated in so long.
Live theater is so special.
Live theater is one of my favorite art forms. It's what I majored in college, and I was so obsessed with it. And I used to be a part of productions all the time. I am in absolute heaven. The weather is stunning, and it's like 80 degrees, and we can go kayaking after rehearsals. But I also, my part, because it's an original musical comedy, the director is Pamela Stevenson, and she's been on Saturday Night Live. She had this therapy show where she would give celebrities couples therapy, I think on HBO or something. And
she should be on this show.
Oh, 100%. She is a phenomenal woman. She's also very like graceful, and it's nice to be around a woman like a little older than my mom, but like that has like this nice feminine energy. It's really nice. But and she's also married to the legendary stand-up comedian Billy Connolly.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So I've been writing punch-ups for my lines, which if you're not a stand-up comedian, which most of you are not, thank God. One of the things we do is like when we are part of writers' rooms, we could punch up scripts, and I have been punching up my lines all week, and I've been making her laugh so hard, and that's such an honor. Somebody who's married to Billy Connolly, like that's not an easy laugh. And so, it feels like theater camp in Key West. It's truly, I am so blissfully happy about this. And you should come see it the last 2 weekends of November. It's at the Tennessee Williams Theater. Florida Man the Musical, baby.
And then for me, when is this episode coming out?
Luminary this Friday. Next Friday it'll be Wide.
All right. So if you're on Luminary, then this is your last call. As of now, there's 6 tickets left for Gash Wednesday, October 22nd at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. So if those are still available, which I hope they're not, get your hands on those now. Again, those are the last 6. We did the final release of tickets. There's no more after that. I really promise you. And thank you to everyone who came out to see me at Tokyo Comedy Bar in Tokyo, Japan.
People came out to see.
I literally thought that it was going to be just like, there's like a lot of like military, like my friend, lives on a military base outside Tokyo, and she was one of the main reasons that I was going over to Japan because her husband's stationed there for 4 years, and I promised her I would visit her and everything like that, obviously. And then I thought it would be mostly like Americans living abroad or other, Europeans living abroad who, people who English is their first language. But there was like a number of native Japanese people who listened to Guys We Fucked, and I don't know. I mean,
yeah, konnichiwa.
Yeah, and it was like amazing. I mean, I don't know how we talk so fast even for Americans. So I was like, if English is not your first language and you listen to this podcast, kudos to you, because people in the Midwest have trouble keeping up when I am on stage and doing stand up. So I definitely slowed it down a bit. But I was just really moved by that.
Wow.
That people in Japan are listening to Guys We Fucked.
That's beautiful.
It was a sold out show. I mean, it's like a smaller room, but still to sell out a room in Japan is fucking wild. So thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who listens in general, who allows me to go over to Tokyo and perform. Obviously that's super cool. And there were some comedians who live in Japan, live in Tokyo, who came out to see the show. It was just really cool to meet people doing stand-up all over the world. And I think the most special part of it is obviously it wasn't the best set of my life because there was such a crazy language barrier. And my set is so word heavy and so I have a lot of pop culture references and I have jokes about 9/11 and Osama bin Laden, which is not as pressing in Japan.
Sure.
So it was just kind of funny because I was preparing more a set for Americans living abroad because that's what I had thought it would be. That's kind of what I was given the heads up about. But I did it. It was great. And the fun thing is it's stand-up comedy is just not a thing so many places, and it's pretty new to Japan. So it was cool to introduce this art form that I love so much and have spent so much of my life doing to people who this is their maybe first or second time experiencing live comedy. They don't really.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying that obviously they have Instagram and YouTube and stuff, and I'm sure they've seen it, but to experience stand-up comedy live is a different animal. And so it was very meaningful to be able to introduce people to live comedy and the joy of live comedy. And I think that was exciting for
another
them.
country like Japan. That is so cool.
Yeah. Ugh. So thank you to everyone who came out to that. And then Without a Country, we are live streaming still every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Last week, I released a really interesting interview with this guy named Jackson Lawmeyer, who is one of the pastors on the White House Faith Council.
Mm-hmm.
And
is that the pedophile one?
No. There's several, a lot of pastors on it. But I basically did an entire episode about Christian nationalism, which is something I've really been covering a lot on Without a Country. And, Jackson and I, we disagree on many things. But kudos to him for coming on the show. He actually asked to be on the show, and I kind of was do you? No. I was this, the layout of the show is everyone's welcome. And I really do stand by that. And I didn't hold a combative interview because that's, even though some of the things he said made me quite angry, because that's not what the show is about. And I really try to stick to what the show is about, which is having peaceful conversations with people. But it was extremely eye-opening. And I think listening to that episode, if you're curious about the use of Christianity or the weaponization of Christianity to hold people back, to, somehow make things like racism and sexism okay. I highly recommend you listen to that episode. It's on YouTube and it's, everywhere you listen to podcasts as well. And as a counterpoint to that, in the coming weeks, I think this week, I'm going to have my friend Brian Silva on, who works for Americans United, which is an organization, a nonprofit that works tirelessly to make sure that we have the continuation of a separation of church and state here in America. So that's going to be a really good thing. He was not too long ago on JVN's podcast and had such a great interview. And this is my same friend who was the head of marriage equality for many years, which, now we have. So he doesn't need to be working there. But, for now. So it's just exciting. And I'm just so proud of all my friends for all the great work they're doing in their communities and in our communities. And that's that.
I also forgot, Wait What, my new podcast with Daniel Pinchbeck, who's an author. That's out. That's out now on YouTube, the first 3 episodes. If you're interested, links are in my bio. The first 2 episodes are me and Daniel just talking about all of our paranormal experiences. Daniel has written many books on psychedelics, on all of the topics that we cover, aliens, just everything that I'm very, very excited about and have no outlet for is channeled into Wait What. So the first 2 episodes is Daniel and I shooting the shit about his experience. He's gone and done every single psychedelic drug in every country of origin with the proper channels, with the proper shamans. And so he has a lot of crazy cool experience. And then the 3rd episode is with this channeler named Asil. And at the end of that episode on YouTube, you can see he channels beings from another dimension. And I basically just get to ask him all these questions. And it's very fun. So sometimes the world gets you down because people are fucked. That's when I turn to ghosts and aliens and psychedelics, or at least learning about them, not taking psychedelics. All right, guys. Do you want anything personal you want to get into? I have one call to action real quick before we intro our guest.
What? I mean, so I just got back from Japan, and I think I'll talk a lot about that on Without a Country, because I think it's more like I have a whole theory that I've developed that we've convinced ourselves, and even I was convinced that here in America, capitalism is the problem, and capitalism is what's holding us back. And even though I like capitalism for some reasons as like a self-starter, and someone who always did all the work in the group projects in school, I'm like, well, there's certain elements to capitalism that, as someone who always did all the work in school projects, I don't hate,
Sure.
But I had been convinced that, it was definitely holding us back. And I'm not saying it's great, but what I will say is after visiting Japan is a wildly capitalistic country. I mean, I went to a show where they took 3 breaks to sell you shit during it. Yet it's a country that really people, they treat each other with respect, and everyone from the people mopping the subway station floors to people running for office, they all take pride in their work and are polite to each other. They don't let their emotions bleed out and toxify the environment for other people.
That's nice.
Which is there's kind of like a lot of Buddhism in that. Like there's kind of a lot of Buddhist concepts that are floating around Japan that I think, help people to control their emotions without feeling repressed, honestly. Because you would think, oh, this is repressed. But I think like in a lot of their art, there's a lot of like cuteness, like kawaii. Like I have my nails like kawaii, which just means like basically like cute shit. It's a Japanese word for like cute shit. And so things like Hello Kitty and There is even, I went to Disney Sea there, and there's a whole lineup of characters called Duffy and Friends that failed miserably in the US because it's like kind of too cute, that are all the rage. Like I'm talking about, this is the only place in Japan where I saw the Japanese people acting in a way that was not polite, was in the Duffy and Friends store in Disney Sea. I thought a bitch was going to cut me, okay? And I got like very into it. And I, every time I wouldn't understand something, I would kind of look it up and, or understand the origin. But yeah, I was telling Krystyna before we started, Tokyo is a city that's much bigger than New York City, much more densely populated. Maybe not more densely populated like per square mile, but like more people, and just as densely populated. I would assess, I have to look up the numbers again, but much larger in square footage than New York. And there's, people at every nook and cranny. It's very crowded. Subways are very crowded. You have to wait everywhere to get something to eat, like waiting in line as part of the Japanese experience. That being said, it was like I was there for, a whole week. Never once did I see an altercation, someone raising their voice.
What?
Someone that was experiencing a mental health crisis that was not being helped. I saw one homeless person the entire time. And let me tell you, I did laps around this city. It's not like I was sitting in my hotel room. I mean, every day, it was like 3 hours into every day, my boyfriend and I were clocking 20K steps on our phones. I mean, there was times when I'm like, I don't even know if my legs are going to walk anymore. So, to me, this just said, okay, well, we can't blame everything on capitalism. And I think we have to blame some of it on us and some of it on how we treat each other and some of it on the pride that we take in our work. And again, I went to McDonald's 3 times.
They probably had cool shit on that menu.
Amazing service. Everyone, everyone taking pride in what they do. No mistakes. No one made a mistake on anything I ordered the whole time. It's vacation, so you're ordering and you're doing a lot more. And there's a huge language barrier. Americans have this perception that you go to another country, everyone's going to speak English. I think people especially have that with Japan because Japan is so interested in U.S. culture. First of all, I want to say, I went there. They're not that fucking interested. No one gave a shit. There was one store where 2 kind of punk rocky girls cared, Japanese girls cared that I was from New York City. Apart from that, no one gave a fucking shit, either negatively or positively, that I was American. Just no one cared. Okay? No one gave a shit.
America thinks everybody cares about
America. No one was like, Trump. And also no one was like, ooh, cool. Just no one fucking cared. Loved it. It just got me thinking a lot about, the way we treat each other. And, my mind keeps working on I was like, it made me want to run for office again because I was like, this country really gives you a great idea of how to treat each other much more respectfully. Oh, and another thing was that there were so many opportunities. I didn't meet anyone who was dumb. I know you go, how would you know if they were dumb or not if they barely spoke English? You can fucking tell.
Yeah, you can.
You can tell. Not one person was dumb. Not anyone that I met was dumb. And there was one dumb person that I saw. And it was so funny because I was thinking about that and I was at Disney Sea and I watched, and I don't know if he was American because I actually didn't run into a ton of Americans. We're not sophisticated travelers. So it was more like Europeans and Australians. And you guys are fucking equally as obnoxious as Americans. So I don't want to hear it. French people, German people, Australians, you are all so fucking annoying abroad. And loud and making everything about you. And I was like, everyone likes to target Americans. There's a lot of other white people doing this bullshit too.
Good to know.
And I saw it in Ireland too, so it wasn't Japan specific. And then, and so there were so many opportunities in return where people could have treated me dumb, and it would have been no problem because I was doing dumb shit. I was like, I got my credit card stuck in the subway MTA machine because it said card, but they meant their version of the Metro card, and it was unclear. They had to take apart the whole fucking machine because it was my metal card.
Oh shit!
And that's just one example of dumb shit I did, and I was really trying, and I really studied a lot of etiquette and things, and we did a good job. We didn't get lost on the subway. I took the
a bullet train and everything. Like we went to a lot of cities and we navigated it quite well. But I made mistakes. My boyfriend made mistakes. Of course, we're trying our best. And all this to say that Japanese people could not have been fucking nicer about it. People took time to help and explain things. Were always so patient, never lost their temper, didn't get frustrated, didn't get aggravated.
Jesus.
And it really made the whole experience so beautiful. And like, I try to always be helpful to tourists on the subway. And so that's just, just a reminder that if someone seems like lost or there's some kind of a language barrier and they're visiting your city, take that extra 2 seconds to be nice to them. It really improves the experience. And I think it makes people less intimidated to travel. Because this was certainly the most intimidating trip that I ever have taken. I guess second would have been Romania, because the culture is so different. And again, there's a huge language barrier. There's no one's, certainly at the time I went, no one was speaking English in Romania. But I had a tour guide. So that was a lot different. This was my first time on my own with only another English speaking person. I had my friend who has lived in Japan for a year and a half at some points, and that was definitely very helpful. But it was really just all right, let's figure this out. So very strengthening, for my relationship. But yeah, I don't have enough time to say all the good things I want to say about the Japanese people. That being said, counterpoint is, a lot easier to get along when you're all the same type of person. I mean, it's basically all Japanese people, very little diversity there.
Yeah.
None. And then also, it's a very conservative culture. While I was there, it was announced that Japan is going to have its first female prime minister, but she's an ultra. So I was yay. But then I'm reading about her and she's an ultra conservative. And so they certainly, all that smoothness and, the easy running of society definitely comes at a cost. And that cost is certain freedoms. And I guess it was just a reminder for me, that we get really frustrated with America and we think, we're it's very this lefty, it's, this lefty talking point to be fuck America, America sucks. And while I am very devastated to be back, and, on the walk from the subway to the studio here today, I saw about 18 homeless people / people experiencing a mental health crisis. And it fucking pissed me off. It didn't piss me off because they exist. It pissed me off because there's no excuse that they aren't being helped by our government. But also there's a lot of things, most likely including this podcast, that we would not be able to do in a Japanese government. And I also think it's not a coincidence that stand-up comedy barely exists there. It exists in places that enjoy a lot more freedoms. So everything comes at a cost. And I do think that, the experiment of what America is a very complex concept still, to have this many different types of people, whether it be races or ethnicities or religions, together in one space, is something that really doesn't exist anywhere else at the level that it exists here. And that's why the road has been quite bumpy, and there's a lot of setbacks and a lot of regression along the way. But I guess that's my little 2 cents on Japan. But it was very eye-opening, and just a reminder that travel doesn't have to be expensive. The flight to Japan was expensive. Other than that, there was nothing that was really expensive, because hotels, you can choose to stay somewhere expensive or you cannot. I did middle of the road, and
I stayed at the same hotel
I stayed at 3 different hotels.
Nice.
Because I traveled to Kyoto at the end, and then I had to stay at the Godzilla hotel just for shits and giggles.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, it's just a reminder that if you want to learn more about the world, if you feel that you are losing faith in humanity, I highly encourage you to take a trip somewhere else, and it'll just help you have a bigger world perspective. Because again, I just didn't run into very many Americans, and it's not part of American culture to travel. And Europeans and other countries, it certainly is no matter what your economic background is, travel is encouraged, staying in hostels. That's why hostels exist, so that when you're young, you can travel cheap, and you can, learn about the world before you decide to embark on whatever career it is that you're going to embark on. That was my Japan 2 cents. But not more importantly, but maybe more of interest to everyone is, I did want to quickly, did you listen to Taylor Swift's new album?
So I went to the movie theater.
Oh, you did?
I didn't know what Donna told me we were going to see. She's like, I don't know, some Taylor Swift documentary. I'm like, okay, I didn't know it was a documentary. What it ended up being is you saw the video for Ophelia, and then it was just lyric videos for the rest of the song.
Yeah. I was like, that's like for a mega fan.
Yeah. And I look, if that was for Beyonce, I'd be there. So I could totally see like a hardcore Swiftie getting a lot out of that, being able to sing the songs and stuff. And she was like super adorable, whatever. It was okay. Yeah. So I did listen to the album in a movie theater.
Yeah. Well, just because it came out while I was like in Japan, so it took me a couple days, but so many people were asking me because they know, I love my chats about pop culture and I am a Swiftie. But it was funny because I listened to the album, like I was really not on my phone a lot in Japan. I like posted stuff, but I didn't look at what anyone else was posting.
That's nice.
And yeah, I mean, great for your mental health. Like
Truly.
just so good. And so I listened to it. Like my boyfriend wanted to listen to it too. So we just like laid in bed and we listened to the whole album like one morning or one night. I can't remember if it was morning or night. And I was already wary of how I was going to feel about it because I got to be honest, when she released the cover art and the title of it, I was like, this feels like cheap.
Yeah.
I didn't like the cover art. It felt like something I would make on Canva, and it just like didn't look like good. And I'm just so you guys know, I'm coming off as someone who Tortured Poets Department is my second favorite Taylor Swift album of all time, and a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people didn't like Tortured Poets Department. It was not like widely well received. I fucking loved that. So this is not like me coming off as a hater. And then when I was like, I didn't really like the album because just like, quite frankly, it didn't sound good in my ears. It
was just generic, and
exactly
it wasn't like
it felt
the song
together.
When she wrote the song "Lovers," I cried my fucking face off.
Wait, like Lover from Lover?
Yeah, Lover.
Oh, okay.
That song is so beautiful, and the whole. Again, I'm not a Swiftie, but when she look like what you made me do. I love that fucking track.
I like that too.
And her earlier shit when she was a young teen.
1989, in my opinion, is a masterpiece, and it's been covered by many artists. Like other artists have covered that entire album because it is a fucking masterpiece.
She's really good at creating melodies with the combined lyrics that make you feel something or make you nostalgic or make you reminisce. I didn't get anything from that in this album, but I will say too, the people that when you're that famous, the ass kissing. I had to see, there was a behind the scenes footage. The amount of people that were kissing her ass, I'm like, this bitch needs to hang out with fucking comedians, and she needs to hang out with people that are like, you could do better.
Well, your wish is her command, because there was just a shot of her at the Kansas City Chiefs game, and she was sitting next to, of all people, Andrew Santino.
What?
I don't know.
Fuck?
Did you see that, Eric?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because
I
was like, how the fuck does Andrew Santino know her?
Maybe I amend that. She needs to hang out with female comedians.
I hope it's not AI. I checked. I was like, it was like a Just Jared or something post. It wasn't like Andrew Santino posting it. So.
Yeah, he would get like a famous person's seat, I imagine, where he's at. But there was this guy, I don't know, was her creative director or whatever, and everything she was saying, he was like, that's amazing. No. How am I going to make good art when you just say everything I fucking say is amazing?
Well,
like
exactly.
That is the death of an artist. And I got the whole time I was fuming over that, because I'm like, no, this bitch is so talented.
But you can hear it in the album. You can. I didn't see that. I wanted to, but Taylor Swift wasn't as big in Japan as I had assessed.
Interesting.
I literally searched for a Japanese Taylor Swift listening party, and I only found one, and it was happening the week after I was gone. Because
that's surprising.
I wanted to experience Swiftyism in a different culture. I thought that would have been very interesting.
Yeah.
But exactly what you're saying right now, I without seeing the documentary footage, I could fucking hear it on the album that no one is telling this woman this isn't good. No. And also I quite frankly, so it turned into, I don't know if you were following online, but like it turned into this feminist discourse about how it was like just women attacking other women and saying like, feminism has devolved into women not being happy for other women who fall in love and want to have kids.
No, it's not
I gotta
that.
say, it pissed me off because I go, I didn't like this album, but I didn't like this album before I saw any of this discourse discourse online. And in fact, when I saw the discourse, like kind of celebrating like the demise or whatever of the, top artist of last year,
that's dumb.
Without argument, the most famous person in the world kind of hard stop last year. It was just like kind of annoying me.
Yeah.
And it just like goes along with everything that we do in celebrity culture, which is build people up to knock them down. This is nothing new.
Sure.
But yeah, I was like, no, like truly when Taylor and Travis got engaged, I was more happy than if I myself had got engaged because I know Taylor wants it more than me.
Sure.
And I was literally like so excited and happy for her.
I was excited for her because he is so hot.
I was just
Jesus Christ.
I was like, this, I'm so happy for you, girl. Like truly, truly, truly in my heart. But this album to me was just like, first of all, I think like she had made such progress in becoming like an artist representative of the age that she actually is, which is 35 on her last album. And, a lot of her fans are younger. And I think a lot of the pushback was because the album was too mature for her younger listeners. And so it was so obvious because she's still a people pleaser. Like, if you are the most famous person in the world and you're still a people pleaser, I honestly don't know.
That runs deep, baby.
I don't know what to do with you.
Well,
give me fucking 2 hours with this bitch.
That's what I kept saying the whole fucking time I was watching this movie. I go, Taylor,
let me help you.
I feel like I could communicate with her because I'm not a huge fan, so I could like she's from Pennsylvania. She's fine.
I know. I'm a huge fan of her music, but like exactly, I'm not intimidated by her. I wouldn't be starstruck by her.
She's lovely and
Exactly.
adorable. She's lovely and adorable. I would never meet Beyonce. I would 100% meet Taylor Swift because I see what's happening.
I know.
I saw what's happening and I'm like, dude.
I knew this album was coming because I go,
everybody yes-anding you, plus you're super in love, so there's nothing contentious to write about, which that doesn't have, like, love song. Obviously, the Beatles fucking mastered the love song. Like,
and her last album got trashed, so she was going to overcorrect on this one.
Oh, okay.
I knew she was going to over fucking correct.
It was okay. But also, she has the right to release an album that's not that great. Like, who cares?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, artists.
Let her be fucking mid, dude.
I was like, artists are not always going to hit a grand slam. That's part of being an artist. But I also kind of felt like she phoned it in on purpose because she was just like more interested in hanging out with Travis Kelce. So a part of me was kind of just like, don't sell us crap, just don't make an album. Like you just didn't need to make the album.
So Travis was nowhere to be found in this it wasn't a documentary. I want to preface that. It just had behind the scenes from the Ophelia video.
Yeah.
But it was interesting because she directed it. Mm-hmm. So she was coming up with the concepts. And again, there's these fucking meetings with her and everyone around her. Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, slay queen. Oh my God, yeah. Shut the fuck up. Do you hate art? Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Because she is a good artist.
I gotta tell her about the time that Michael Moore, when I was working on Sicko, and Michael Moore invited the interns to an early screening of Sicko, and I'm the only one who raised my hand with the critique.
Of course you did, Corinne. That's one of the most Corinne stories I've ever heard.
I thought it was a really I thought it was a really good critique that it would make the film stronger. I wasn't coming in. That wasn't just a job. That was an internship I tried for 4 years to get, and finally my senior year got it because I went to film school because of Michael Moore.
Right, of course.
I wasn't just being a dickhead.
Yeah, but art, criticizing art, like I think that's amazing. I think it's great in terms of like when you're making art, when you're collaborating with somebody on a project, you fucking be the squeaky wheel. The squeaky wheel is so helpful. It might be annoying, but like that's good.
Yeah.
I just like art is such it's the most magnificent thing that we as humans have available to us. It's to create it and to take it in. And I was like, okay, I get the whole, when I saw the artwork, I'm like, nah, this bitch is too happy to make something juicy. And then I watched it and I was like, yes. But it also is the fact that she just gets yes to death. Like, it's got, I think it's a mental illness to be that famous. And quite frankly, she handles it beautifully. Okay. Yeah. So and she's a great artist. So, and again, like the only super fan I am is Beyonce. Whatever she does, I'm like, all right, this is where, I mean, I've never hated one of her. I mean, fucking Jesus Christ. What she creates to me is just blows my mind every time. But she throws shit at the wall and she tries different things every time. And so if she created a flop, I'd be like, that's just the mood she was in that day. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not like
Yeah.
going on a chat board and talking about her. Excuse me?
I know, because I wanted, like, so many people were asking me for my thoughts. I wanted to, but I was like, I don't want to add to this. Like, even though I didn't like the album, I don't want to add to the negativity online, because it's like Taylor Swift has brought so much joy to my life. And like, yeah,
That's great.
I didn't think most of these songs were very good. And I fucking hate when she does the thing where she writes from the perspective of somebody else.
Yeah.
Stop writing about Elizabeth Taylor. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it was just elementary. It was elementary.
You're just throwing a famous person's name into here. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. But you know what? I think she's going to be very highly affected by the negative feedback from this album.
But she was from the last one too, and I
that
want her
didn't
to.
work.
I want her to stop. Listen,
thought that was gonna work.
I want her to just make the album that she wants to make, because I think with Tortured Poets Department, she did make the album she wanted to make, and now she's listening to the criticism, and I really
okay.
Yeah,
Which is tough.
And you can see, like, I think it was for Reputation, like in Miss
That's the one I
Americana, there, she doesn't get nominated for any Grammys for that one, and you can see it like crushes her when she gets the phone call, and then what comes after Reputation? I don't know what's after Reputation. Eric, can you look up her discography and tell me what's after Reputation? Because then she pulls out all the strings for the next one, and also it's not even about like that she can't make good work when she's happy, because Lover she is very happy on, and that's a beautiful album.
God, that album was so.
It's a beautiful, whimsical masterclass in pop music.
That song specifically, but that whole album transported
It's beautiful.
me. Yeah,
it really, really is. And I just. And then the whole thing just turned super political, and then and I'm like, listen,
dude,
I love Taylor Swift. I'm not, this is a woman who, not too long ago decided to finally speak out about gay rights, and it's fucking 2025.
We shouldn't need Taylor Swift to encourage ourselves to care about gay rights.
know.
We should fucking care about gay rights,
But also it's like,
regardless of pop stars.
We had moved on to like, trans people going to the moon by the time she was on basic guy marriage. It was like ridiculous. I was laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you finally. You finally did gay pride. I was like, TD Bank is ahead of you, bitch.
I know.
Like,
That's
what are we
really
talking
bad.
about here?
That's so bad.
It made me piss my pants.
Yeah, but also artists don't have to be a fucking. They don't have to be a soundboard for political. You don't have to express yourself. You don't have to even be a good person if you're an artist. You don't. That's a choice.
Well, and also the thing is, it's like, okay, Taylor Swift would not, if Taylor Swift was political, she wouldn't be the number one artist in the world. Like, I know we talk about things like, John Lennon or whatever, but it's like, yeah, John Lennon got hyper political when he left the Beatles, not when he was in the Beatles.
Yeah, they told him to shut the fuck up when he was in the Beatles.
When he went really hardcore, that's when he was laying naked in bed with Yoko Ono, the only woman he never beat.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Sorry. I fucking hate him. Okay. But I just wanted to talk about that, because I did feel it was both a feminist and a political issue. And it was like, it was bumming me out on a lot of levels, but it's also bumming me out that it's like, okay, well, you're not like an anti-feminist if you say you didn't like the fucking album.
Yeah, you could. Jesus Christ. And like criticizing a woman or for anything it's okay. Like, it's not. And yeah, we just come from the field of like, I want my art criticized, and I listen. I filter the criticism. If somebody I very much respect says something, I take that into consideration. If some dipshit on Instagram DMs me, no thanks, I don't care. But if like a cool person on Instagram DMs me, I'll listen. Anyway, that is very interesting.
Well, and it pissed me off because my favorite song, I don't know what's your favorite song. My favorite song on the album is actually Romantic, which is like the diss track to Charlie XCX.
Oh, I liked that one.
And it bummed me out that my favorite track is like, number one, like
kind of cunty. Like, go for it if you're gonna fucking diss somebody.
Well, and also like, why is Taylor Swift writing a song about Charlie XCX? She's way more famous than Charlie XCX.
Based off what she was
crazy.
So there's interviews, but before every song for the lyric video.
Oh yeah.
And she talks about why she wrote it and all this shit.
What'd she say?
She was very careful with her words.
Yeah,
I'm
of
like,
course.
Bitch, just call her out. But I mean, look, your choice, girl.
I want to see her. I could go rogue a little bit. I think that would be the most interesting.
I want to be like, Charlie XCX is a cunt or whatever. I don't know.
That's Charlie XCX would straight up say that, and that's why she's less famous but more fun.
She is very fun. But she was very careful to say, and I could see there's a bunch of Swifties obviously in the theater that were laughing because they could get her little isms in terms of, because they watch her talk a lot. She was very careful to say, it's very. the pre-interview to that song was fucking annoying because she was like, yeah, it's just so flattering when people like think about me a lot. Like, yeah, it's like, oh my God, you shouldn't have. And
It's like everyone's thinking about you. You're
it.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, just say it. You know, if you want to be a cunt, just say it. It's not even cunty. But yeah, I that was good. Like I said, I didn't. It's not my thing. But good for her. You know,
What was after Reputation, Eric? Did you find this?
Yeah. So after Reputation was Lover.
Okay, makes
that's
sense.
what I thought.
Yeah. So yeah, Lover
love
was
the
her.
artwork. It was so
Lover was her
beautiful.
trying to get a Grammy again.
And did it work?
Did it? I think it was nominated,
It's
right?
a beautiful.
I don't know. It's 7 times platinum.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's pretty good.
Better than Reputation.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, before we introduce our guest, did you have anything else you wanted to add? I just want to.
No, I mean I could talk about Taylor Swift for like an hour and a half, but that's all I really wanted to get in. I thought it should be addressed on this show.
Sure. Yeah, so many people think about that woman all the time. I honestly am shocked her health is good because that fucking amount of energy is even the crazy fandom that she experiences.
Yeah.
That's weird too.
Yeah.
That's weird. And look, I mean, Beyonce experiences too, but like Taylor Swifties are, they're a lot. Like Beehive, Beyonce. One of Beyonce's albums got leaked. We didn't listen to it because she didn't want us to.
That's respectful.
That's how fucking respectful the Beehive is. Swifties, certainly not all. It's like a tiny portion, but they'll go after you, and that's scary and weird.
They'll try to sleep. She's had one fan who broke into her house and slept her in her bed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right? Can you imagine? But I will also say, like,
I would never disrespect Beyonce like that.
Well, Taylor Swift,
Ever.
for the level of fame that she has, is also a lot more accessible than Beyonce.
Yeah, sure.
She does so
Sure.
many more things, which is like, again, I don't say no, girl.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
I don't think it's helpful.
Have fun with your hot
You don't need to do
fiancé.
Jimmy Fallon's
Ugh.
show.
I would just be having sex with Travis Kelce.
And I think
So
she
hot.
is.
No
And
disrespect.
that's why the album is not that good. Because I truly think she was like,
Ugh, good for you getting fingered by those
Yes.
fingers. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I would make him finger me all around the house.
that's so funny.
He is so hot.
I was literally talking to my mom about Travis Kelce yesterday, and I was like, obviously I can see with my eyes that he's attracted. He does
Sure.
nothing for me.
Dude.
Maddie Healy 1,000 times more
Yeah,
attracted
I
to.
get it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Riz Ahmed. Honestly, Travis Kelce's up there. And it's usually not a white guy for me. It's usually like Riz Ahmed. Woo! Oof.
Well,
Jesus,
I mean,
that face.
Travis Kelce is, white only in looks.
Yeah, that's true.
He has an energy.
But his fucking face. Anyway, I have a call to action. If you've heard me talk about a situation like this before, I'm talking about the situation with my friend. Are there anybody listening? This is very important. I'll handle it after we email. sorryaboutlasnightshow@gmail.com. Is there anybody who knows a reporter in the Houston, Texas area, a journalist? sorryaboutlasnightshow@gmail.com. If you're interested in doing an investigative piece, I have all the puzzle pieces to show you, to
Probably
tell
a
you, to
woman.
intro you.
Yeah.
I would
But anyone.
100% prefer a female journalist. But if you listen to the show, I don't care what you are because I know you get it. sorryaboutlasnightshow@gmail.com. Again, it's a journalist in the Houston, Texas area. Thank you. And now to our guests. So one of these women spent years studying flow state and the neuroscience of change. The other is a very highly sought after intuitive. She works with Olympians. She works with celebrities. She works with high power entrepreneurs. And together, they have formed the Intuitive Psychology Association to bridge the gap between modern psychology and intuitive wisdom. I'm so excited for everybody to hear our conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show,
Sarah Gregg and Jill Ritchie.